Hey everyone, welcome back to Charlotte, DC. I have Sophie with me here today, and I just wanted her to share her experience of her scoliosis journey, when she was diagnosed, and a little bit about bracing, what that was like for her, and how she ended up here at Charlotte, DC.
Yeah.
So when did you first get diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 2019 when I was 12.
Okay.
And then I immediately started bracing, wore a Riga Chanel brace for three full years, 21 hours a day. And then once I stopped growing, I stopped wearing that brace.
Okay. So like if we pause on that brace there, like what made you wear that brace? What was your motivation? Like a lot of my patients in your age at that time do not want to wear the brace. Like what was your, like why would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know, middle school wearing a brace like wasn't enjoyable,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to have to get surgery, and my brace was supposed to stop my curve when I was growing, and it did, and I
Awesome.
was just, my focus was don't let it get to that 45, 50 degree
Perfect.
kind of danger zone.
Danger
whatever.
zone,
And so
yeah.
I just
stuck it
did
out.
it. You know?
That's awesome, and I commend you for that, because that's very challenging to do, especially for a lot of our patients. Just, I mean, to get that amount of hours, and it as you mentioned, it did have a positive impact.
Yeah.
So when you were kind of weaning off that brace, what was the messaging that you were getting, like from like maybe the doctor or something?
Yeah, I mean, they said as I stopped growing, since I was done growing, that in theory my curve shouldn't get worse.
Okay.
And it had gotten a little bit worse with the bracing, but pretty much just held stable. And so I kind of thought, like, you know, come back every year or two for another x-ray and you should be good to go. And
Yeah.
I wasn't good to go.
Okay,
And
so what happened?
It got worse after I stopped bracing, and no underlying like medical reason behind why. It just did.
And then what did your curve get up to?
It's currently at like 44 or 45.
Okay.
So it went up like 12 degrees post bracing.
Wow. And so you pain, that was the other thing that happened. So you also mentioned in your first visit that you started experiencing pain.
Yeah.
Did you have pain before bracing, during bracing, or was it something as this curve started progressing?
Yeah, mostly as the curve progressed. I mean, when I like wouldn't wear my brace before the 24-hour x-ray, whatever, sometimes I'd be like, oh, that's a little uncomfortable just because my muscles were used to the brace.
Yeah.
But then post bracing, it was kind of okay. And then maybe a year or two ago, I started to realize that it was just hurting more, and I could see that my posture was different, and that's when the pain kind of increased. So as the curve was getting worse, and
then how'd you end up here with us?
went back to the doctor,
Yeah.
and they were like, yeah, your curve's worse, and so they recommended Schroth, and
awesome.
tried it out, and it's been great for my pain so far, and just postural awareness.
Yeah, so
you've
you've been here for 4 visits, and like today you kind of said, like, how's your pain been?
Totally good. Yeah.
So like pretty much no pain in 4 visits, which is usually what I find across the board for most people. Is and something that I'm expecting is like, are we making changes? Are we seeing changes? If not, then we have other techniques, things like dry needling, other exercises that we can do. But we've been mostly focusing on Schroth. Lately, we've been integrating some strength training and weightlifting, trying to get her confident as she heads back into school. Because that was something also too for you, like freshman year, you didn't like, you went from being a 3-star athlete, like working, and we see that a lot here too, is that we have kids that are just so athletic, and then we go to college and we're kind of like, well, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. And hopefully we kind of reestablish like the importance of lifting and just physical fitness. And I feel like you have a great game plan moving on. You did awesome here.
Thanks.
The as she mentioned, she has a pretty high curve, 45 degrees. She also has a lot of twisting. And her body awareness, I think, based on her athletics, you really are like able to isolate your blocks, realign yourselves. The power of this correction has been huge, seeing how much you're able to control that body. So I think that's awesome. And you can do it under load, which is great. So we've been working on some different lifting techniques. Going back into, I guess, this school year, what is your thoughts in terms of maybe managing this now?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely getting to the gym more. I think some of the things we've gone over are helpful. Like if I'm going to go to the gym and do a row, I might as well do it with my corrections.
Cool.
And also just simple things, sitting in a lecture hall for 2 hours, just working on my sitting.
Yeah,
if it's
the
only
postural sneaking it in. Fitness snacks are huge.
Yep.
And I'm really excited. I'm hopeful that I will get to see you again, maybe on one of your breaks.
Yep.
I'd love to just check in and see what's working, what's not. Any advice or recommendations maybe to kids or parents that their kid's been diagnosed, they've recently been diagnosed, or they're told like, your curve has progressed, hey, we got to do bracing, or they're told like, you're done growing, you don't have to worry about it. Like what would you recommend to somebody?
I'd say if you've just been diagnosed, I mean, it's like kind of not great news you get. I mean, I don't know many people happy to receive that diagnosis, but I think especially if you want to avoid surgery, which I definitely wanted to avoid and hopefully have, do what you're being recommended. Brace, try Schroth, try work on your posture. Just
cool.
Try everything you can. And I mean, if you're told that it's not going to get worse, odds are it probably won't get worse. I mean, that's what happens for most people, but I'd also just keep an awareness of, like, I probably could have realized earlier that my curve had shifted, but I was kind of just pushing it off because I thought it wasn't going to get worse. And so just keeping an awareness of what your body looks like, what it feels like. And
you hit the nail on the head with that, is the awareness. Instead of waiting for pain. Pain is just kind of someone saying like, hey, I think you need to check your posture real quick. I'm getting tired here. So I'm hopeful that you would see that as an opportunity to see a specialist, to just get an assessment and see like, and even for you, like you kind of said, like you always knew like something was kind of off. Like when we did bicep curls, you were like, one always felt weird and you knew something was off. You just didn't know what the direction to correct or how to do it. And I think just having that clarity, that awareness, and that feeling of confidence to be like, I can do all this stuff, I think is huge.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for working hard. Thank you for your time. Really excited for you. And if you guys have questions, please reach out. Visit our website. We got a lot of great resources on there. And until next time, stay healthy, stay fit, and stay focused.